Hi there, everybody. Welcome to the Valley of the Sun Championship Weekend here at Phoenix Raceway. We settled the Gander trucks last night. ARCA Menards Series West Championship on the line. We've got 100 laps, 100 miles to go to settle it. My name is Charlie Krall. Thank you so much for joining us live here on Track Pass here on NBC Sports Gold. Just a few seconds away from cranking the engines down on pit road. 27 cars lined up and ready to go for 100 laps, 100 miles around the mile here just outside of Phoenix, Arizona. There is Jesse Love. He is strapped in and ready to go. Jesse sitting on a 14-point advantage. We will keep you abreast of championship scenarios throughout the course of the afternoon, but all Jesse has to do, keep Blaine Perkins in his rearview mirror, and he will lock up his first ARCA Menards Series West Championship and the 11th title for team owner Bill McAnally and Bill McAnally Racing. They're his championship challenger here this afternoon. Blaine Perkins in that number 9 4-star Fruit Ford for team owner Bob Brancotti. Blaine's got his work cut out for him here this afternoon. He's going to have to win the race and hope that Jesse finishes 9th or worse to steal that championship away from him. But regardless, Blaine has had an excellent 2020 season, picked up a trio of victories along the way here, and has absolutely made himself known as a championship contender. There's our ARCA Menards Series East champion, Sam Mayer, and you talk about a year. Sam Mayer won 5 of the 6 races out on the East Coast, picked up the season opener here in the West Series at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway, and oh, by the way, won 5 times in the ARCA Menards Series as well. Sam Mayer, one of the dominant forces in the ARCA Menards Series platform here in 2020. He's looking to put a bookend on the West season. There you see our General Tire Pole Award winner making a very rare appearance. David Gilliland back with us here in the West Series, picking up that 5th career General Tire Pole Award. Last time he started on the pole back in 2007 at Sonoma, he went on to win the race. Let's see if he can pull that same feat here this afternoon. Getting strapped in and ready to rock and roll here. We'll take a look at another Gilliland, number 54E, Todd Gilliland, 2-time West Series champion, finishing up pre-race duties down there inside the cockpit. Todd looking for another win out here on the West Coast. And there you see Zane Smith, a little championship contender in the Gander Truck Series. Came up just 1 position short last night. Looking for some vengeance here this afternoon. No points on the line. Zane's checkered flag hunting here this afternoon. We'll see if he can pull it off in the Arizona Lottery 100. Another driver who has had a fantastic season here in 2020, Gracie Trotter, picked up her first career victory at Las Vegas Motor Speedway on the Bull Ring a couple of races back, becoming only the 2nd ever female driver to win a West Series race. First one to do it under the ARCA sanction. Gracie has had a phenomenal season. She is currently in a battle for that 3rd position in the final point standings with her teammate Gio Selzy. Right now she's got a few points in hand on Gio. There's a young lady, Bridget Burgess, who has had a wonderful season. Her and her family-owned race team, they come to us out of Tooele, Utah, by way of Brisbane, Australia. How about that? They have relocated here to the United States to chase Bridget's dream of becoming a stock car racer. They come to us out of Utah every week. Her mother, Sarah, is the operations manager out there at Utah Motorsports Campus. Good to have Bridget here with us, looking for another top 10 run. There's Gio Selzy. Gio picked up the win. His first career win. Very exciting fashion last lap. A little bump and run action there with Taylor Gray up at All-American Speedway a couple of races ago. Of course, Gio's dad, Gary Selzy, a 4-time champion in the NHRA drag racing series, making the transition from the straight line wars the Selzy family is known for to the oval track world. Of course, Gio also doing a lot of dirt track racing in the Midwest when he's not strapped into that Napa Toyota. All right, let's get things started. Here we go with the command to crank engines.
Joining us today to say the most famous words in motorsports, please welcome Arizona Lottery Executive Director Greg Edgar.
Drivers, start your engines.
All right, engines have fired. 27 cars coming to life down on the grid. We'll get the window nets up. These drivers out on track for a few pre-race warm-up laps. Cars, 100 laps. The championship on the line here at Phoenix Raceway. Beautiful day for racing here in the Valley of the Sun. Day number 2 of NASCAR Championship weekend. We talked about that Gander Trucks race last night. Of course, Sheldon Creed picking up that championship. Zane Smith just missing out one position short. Of course, Sheldon, the 2018 ARCA Menards Series national champion. He's got an ARCA West win on his resume. Won victory lane on the dirt track at Las Vegas Motor Speedway back in 2018. Look at that beautiful logo down on the apron inside of the start-finish line. First ever championship weekend out here in the Valley of the Sun. Of course, NASCAR been coming out here with the Cup Series since 1988. Alan Kwiecki, of course, picking up the win the very first time. The West Series been racing here at Phoenix since 1977. And of course, you see the hashtag one final time farewell race for 7-time champion Jimmy Johnson. We'll see him in action for the final time as a full-time Cup Series driver tomorrow afternoon. That race broadcast live on NBC Sports. Check your local listings for the start time on that one. Pace car now pulling off the pit road. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at our race analysis for the Arizona Lottery 100. Of course, Phoenix International Raceway, a 1-mile oval. Banking down in turns 1 and 2, 8 degrees. Over in turns 3 and 4, it's going to be progressive banking, 10 and 11 degrees. The dog leg, that's the area of the racetrack they're in right now, that's 10 degrees of banking. And the straightaways are tilted at just 3 degrees. Of course, we're going to go 100 laps, 100 miles here this afternoon with a race break at lap 50. At or around lap 50. We'll see if this caution flag comes out a couple of laps before that. We'll just use that as our race break. That is the only time these teams will be allowed to change tires on these automobiles. Any other tire changes will get you a penalty unless it is approved by ARCA officials. First race, West Series race here back in 1977, won by, how about this, Cale Yarborough, the first ever winner here. This will be race number 46 for the West Series here at Phoenix Raceway. We'll talk about some notable winners after we take a look at our Bounty Rookie Spotlight. How about it? Jesse Love, there he is, driver the number 19, the Napa Power Premium Plus Toyota. Comes to us out of Menlo Park, California. I'll tell you what, when I was 15 years old, I know I didn't get this kind of birthday gift. He was announced as the driver of this race car on the day of his 15th birthday. How about that? Awesome birthday present. And he's made the most out of it. He's had a pretty good season. 3 wins, Utah Motorsports Campus, Irwindale Speedway, Colorado National Speedway. 9 top 10 finishes in 10 races. His worst finish all season long, 8th at Kern County Raceway. He has had a phenomenal season, and he leads those Bounty Rookie standings by 19 points over Gracie Trotter, 411 to 392. So Gracie's going to have a great run here to prevent her teammate at Bill McAnally Racing from locking up that Bounty Rookie Challenge Championship. Go ahead and take a look at our General Tire Pole Award winner. We talked about this guy. There he is, number 4, David Gilliland, in that number 4 Lincoln Electric Simpson Race Products Toyota. timed in at 27.452 seconds. That's 131.138 miles per hour. Just about 3/100ths of a second quicker than Sam Mayer, who will start alongside. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at our starting lineup? David Gilliland and Sam Mayer up on row number 1. Defending race winner, Ty Gibbs and Corey Hine. Corey picked up that win in Kansas to close out the ARCA Menards series. They'll start back in row number 2. Tanner Gray and Todd Gilliland back in row number 3. Zane Smith and Jack Wood in row 4, and Drew Dollar, Justin Lofton round out the top 10. We'll go ahead and take a look at the rest of the starting lineup. Trevor Huddleston, Chris Wright back in row 6. Jesse Love, championship contender, starting 13th alongside Keith Rocco. Gracie Trotter, Joey East. Go ahead and take a look at the rest of the top. There you see the rest of the starting lineup. Now let's take a look at this, folks. A championship scenario. We talked about this before engines started. Coming into the race, Jesse Love has a 14-point advantage over Blaine Perkins. There you see Jesse in the 19, Blaine on the other side of the screen there in the number 9. If Blaine Perkins wins, all Jesse has to do is finish 8th or better, and he will be the ARCA Menards Series West champion. If Blaine finishes anywhere behind Jesse, Jesse Love will be your champion. 14 points in hand. Jesse Love is the guy in control of this West Series championship battle. We are coming to the green flag for the final time. It is time to rock, roll, and rumble, Phoenix Raceway style. Green flag is out. David Gilliland on the hammer, and we are racing here at Phoenix. Everybody diving down to the apron as the field scrambles down into turn 1. Ty Gibbs going to try to take the lead as we race 4 wide through turns 1 and 2. Single file down the backstretch. Ooh, little nudge there between the two 17 cars. Zane Smith got into the back of Tanner Gray a little bit. Tanner doing a nice job keeping control as Ty Gibbs leads lap 1. David Gilliland all the way to the bottom side of the racetrack looking for some grip in that number 4 car. 2 front row starters battling for second position. Sam Mayer holding on to second. Gilliland back to 3rd. There's a good battle. 3 wide off into turn 3. Drew Dollar to the inside of Zane Smith. Smith drifting up the racetrack a little bit. As we see the caution flag coming out for the first time, we've got some problems over in turn 4. And there you see Blaine Perkins, championship contender, involved. Gio Selzy in the number 16 car. Gio's got some damage to the nose of that number 16 Toyota. Oh, looks like there's been some pretty significant contact. Ooh, Gio trying to get that car restarted. Some flames out of the pipe. Let's take a look at the replay here. Already in progress. Looks like Gio Selzy with some pretty significant contact there to the outside wall. Todd Souza also involved at the tail end of that one, but there you see the damage to Gio Selzy. That could cut his day short here this afternoon. He was in a battle for that 3rd spot in the point standings with Gracie Trotter, and this could be a premature end to his day. Tough break. There you see Blaine Perkins. Looks like Blaine may have spun just to avoid whatever was happening down there. Again, we didn't get a good clean look at that incident, but does not look like there is any damage to the number 9 car. So tough break for Blaine Perkins, but that could have been a lot worse as we are under caution for the first time here today. 3 laps in the books, but wow, tough way to start the day for Gio Selzy. Looks like there may have been some pretty good contact with the driver's side just based on the orientation of that windshield, folks. So safety crew on site attending to Gio. We did see, of course, Gio's moving around in the car. We did see him try to get restarted, so hopefully everything okay down there. Safety crew taking the time getting with him. There you see Blaine Perkins. Maybe a little bit of damage to the very back bumper on the left side of that car. Let's take a look at a replay here of the start as we got an ISO cam on the championship contenders. We're going to keep a close eye on both of these two. So there you see Jesse with a great start. Looks like Blaine really got boxed in there on the start. Jesse really diving out of the bottom side of the racetrack, trying to make up some ground on that start. Still no sight on Blaine Perkins there on that start, so Blaine did not get a good jump on the start. Little contact there. Howie DiSabino looking a little racy on the initial start there. Jesse doing a good job on the start, getting away clean. Again, he does not want to have any incidents on the racetrack. That's really would be a killer for his championship hopes, just like it was here for Gio Scelzi. Gio climbing in the ambulance. He will be done for the day here, just a handful of laps into the Arizona Lottery 100. Of course, Gio driving the number 16 car, the flagship team for Bill McAnally Racing. That team picking up its 5th championship in 6 years. If Jesse Love is able to hold on to that points lead, would be the 11th championship overall for Bill McAnally Racing. There's Todd Souza. Todd's had a pretty solid season here. Picked up a 2nd place finish up at All-American Speedway a couple of races back. We saw Todd get that car sideways on the initial start. Apparently did not want to get himself involved, so he spun to avoid that incident over there in turns 3 and 4. Todd been a part of the West Series for a long time. One-time winner coming back in 2008 on the road course at Utah Motorsports Campus. Get the 1-to-go signal here at the line. We'll double them up. Get ready to go on the restart as we come to complete lap 7. So we will have 92 laps to go when we get back to the start-finish line and get back underway. Ty Gibbs, Sam Mayer up on the front row. And folks, if you have followed ARCA Menards Series, the National Tour, you follow the ARCA Menards Series East, you know these two guys. They have started alongside one another dozens of times, it seems like. Throughout 2020, they have gone to battle just about each and every week. Poor Sam locking up that ARCA Menards Series East championship at Five Flags Speedway about a month ago. Call to drive for Junior Motorsports in the NASCAR Xfinity Series in 2021. So we're going to keep a very close eye on Sam Mayer and what could be his final start here in the ARCA Menards Series platform. No better way than to close that portion of his career than another visit to victory lane. We'll see if he can make it happen. Field now down in turns 3 and 4. Pace cars down on pit road. Ty Gibbs leading them back to the green flag. And it looks like they're all going to head down below that yellow line. Up some dust on the restart. Ty Gibbs lead them off into turns 1 and 2. Battle for position with the DGR Crosley teammates as we see the yellow light flash on one more time. Second caution flag and a very halting start here at Phoenix Raceway. Looks like Takuma Koga with some problems on that number 77 car. Apparently Takuma getting up into the outside wall on the restart, and that's going to put us under the caution flag for the 2nd time here this afternoon. We already talked about Bridget Burgess coming to us by way of Australia. Takuma comes to us out of Nagoya, Japan. And just to add to the international flavor, of course, Alex Sedgwick coming to us out of Brighton, England. So a lot of international flavor to the West Series finale here at Phoenix. What could be a short day for Takuma Koga. Takuma's had a pretty solid season here in 2020 as well. Not the way he wanted to end his day. Looks like he made some contact with the outside wall. Done some damage to the right front suspension in addition to having a flat tire. As that crew is going to go to work. It's Chris Wright coming down pit road. Chris with some damage to the nose of the number 22 car. Don't know which one of the 2 incidents he was involved in, but I don't think I saw the damage to the nose of that car right before this restart. So evidently Chris Wright's had some contact along the way here in the first 10 laps. Chris making the transition from road racing over in Europe to stock car racing. We saw him in the West Series road course doubleheader out at Utah Motorsports Campus. Picked up a second place finish out there. That really put him on track to making that transition into stock car racing. Teaming up with both GMS Racing and Chad Bryant Racing here in the final stages of the 2020 season. Look forward to seeing him on a more regular basis next year. So 9 laps in the books, working lap 10. This is not the way we want to do it, folks. We want to get some green flag laps under our belts here as we come to the one-to-go signal here. Let's see if we can get some green flag laps in the books this time as the lights go out on that Camry pace car. One-to-go signal here at start-finish. Ty Gibbs again going to elect to restart from the bottom side of the racetrack. Sam Mayer alongside. David Gilliland and Corey Heim will restart back in row number 2. Zane Smith. Tanner Gray back in row 3. Todd Gilliland and Drew Dollar, Trevor Huddleston and Justin Lofton round out the top 10. Good to see Justin back with us, the 2009 ARCA Menards Series National Champion. All right, pace car about ready to hit pit road. There's a good look at Justin Lofton in that number 30 for Rhett Jones Racing. Been a while since we've seen him over here racing on the pavement. Good to have you back, Justin. Pace car down on pit road. Ty Gibbs picking up the pace as the green flag's back out. Let's see if we can get some laps under our belts here as the field dives below the yellow line down onto the apron. They scramble off into turns 1 and 2. Look at Zane Smith on that restart. He's going to jump to second. They race 3 and 4 wide. Turns 1 and 2 and down the backstretch. And we see the caution coming out one more time. Bridget Burgess having some problems down in turns 1 and 2. Cannot seem to get things going here. Looks like Bridget got turned sideways and may have slapped the outside wall with the driver's side down in turns 1 and 2. Wow, tough way to get the day going here at Phoenix Raceway. Third caution of the day, just 13 laps in. Talked a little bit about Sarah before we went, or about Bridget and her mother, Sarah. Sarah, of course, is the operations manager at Utah Motorsports Campus. This is where they maintain this race car, by the way, each and every week. Looks like they're going to have a little maintenance to do on this one, unfortunately. Looks like Bridget may have gotten turned sideways and spun into the outside wall. Looks like, just based on previous experience, she may have backed into the wall with the left rear and done some damage to the left side of that car. So a tough break for Bridget Burgess. Already with a trio of top 10 finishes here so far in 2020. So been a pretty solid season for Bridget regardless. Yeah, pit crew of 1. That is her mother, Sarah, right there going to work on the car. So the Burgess family actually came to Los Angeles, made the trip from Australia to Los Angeles, got off the plane with just their bags. I think they had about $60 to their name, and went and found some work and wanted to find a way to get involved in racing, and they eventually landed out there at Utah Motorsports Campus. As I said, Sarah is the operations manager out there at Utah Motorsports Campus. Of course, we had a doubleheader out there back in the month of June. Our 2 championship contenders, Jesse Love and Blaine Perkins, kind of both put themselves on the map. And interestingly enough, Blaine Perkins won the second race at Utah, but had his worst finish of the season in the first race. Had some mechanical issues, and I believe finished 11th outside the top 10. So good day and a bad day at Utah Motorsports Campus for Blaine Perkins. And he is 20th on this restart. 20th. He's got a long way to go. Jesse Love coming to the restart in 12th position. Of course, as long as Jesse is in front of Blaine, nothing Blaine can do. Knock Jesse out of that championship hunt. There we see one more time. Pace car going to make that left-hand turn down on pit road. And of course, pit road entrance at the entrance to the backstretch here at Phoenix Raceway. A little different layout here at Phoenix than most other racetracks. So hopefully green flag pit stops not scheduled to come into play, but if they do, very long pit road here at Phoenix Raceway. There you see the pace car down in the infield. Ty Gibbs leading them back into the restart zone. Sam Mayer to his outside, and I bet you we're going to see them all dive down to the bottom side of the racetrack one more time, and there they go. Let's see how far they fan out this time. 4, 5, 6 wide as they make their way off into turn 1. Corey Heim working the bottom side of the racetrack. Let's see if he can make it stick. It's David Gilliland moving up into that 3rd spot. All right, can we make it happen, folks? Off of turn 4, one complete green flag lap. It's been a while. Ty Gibbs continues to show the way. Sam Mayer back in 2nd. There's that battle for 3rd. David Gilliland, Corey Heim, Zane Smith. So getting in a rhythm here and knock some green flag laps off. There's that battle for 4th and 5th on the racetrack. It's a battle at the back half of the top 10. Justin Lofton to the inside. Jesse Love to the outside. Lofton already with a championship under his belt. The 2009 ARCA Menards Series national champion. Jesse Love looking to lock up his first ever championship here. As he works the outside through turns 1 and 2. Give Lofton that position. As he holds on to the 12th spot, Jesse Love back to 13th. There's a good battle. Howie DiSavino in the number 32 car to the inside. Keith Rocco making his first ever ARCA Menards Series start to the outside. Scheduled to run the race up at New Hampshire Motor Speedway for the Venerini team. That race unfortunately was canceled due to the pandemic. They said, you know what, let's take you out to Phoenix. So Keith Rocco making his ARCA Menards Series West debut here this afternoon. Good battle for position. Howie DiSavino down to the inside in that Wintron number 32 Chevrolet. Justin Lofton on the move, trying to find his way underneath Gracie Trotter. It's a good battle for the 11th position. Lap traffic in the way. Burgess down to the bottom side of the racetrack. That's going to give Gracie some breathing room. Wow, Justin really losing some ground right there. He got caught by Rich Burgess there, the number 88. We see championship contender and points leader Jesse Love right there. If you looked at the tail end of that line, Blaine Perkins in that number 9 car. There you see Blaine about 4 cars back. There comes Blaine Perkins right there. So Blaine make up a couple of positions on that restart. He restarted 20th. He's already up to 17th, but he's going to have to make up a lot more than that if he wants to get up there and contend for that championship here this afternoon. Blaine Perkins looking to give team owner Bob Brancati his 2nd championship in 3 years. Derek Thorne picking up the title for the Sunrise Ford Racing team back in 2018. And there you see the look up at the front of the field. Ty Gibbs got about 10 car lengths in hand over Sam Mayer in 2nd. Look at David Gilliland just hanging out, packing that 3rd spot. Gilliland with a lot of laps here. And of course, David Gilliland, also a former West winner here at Phoenix Raceway. He went to victory lane here back in 2005. So he knows how to get it done here this afternoon. A lot of experience in the cockpit of that number 4 Ford. letting these young bucks get up there and wear their tires down just a little bit. We'll see if David's got anything for him. Yeah, let's not forget about this. These two drivers running first and second. These were the two who battled for the ARCA Menards Series East Championship. A lot of wins on the national tour in the ARCA Menards Series as well. Ty Gibbs leading the ARCA Menards Series win column with 6 wins. Sam Mayer with 5 wins. So between these two drivers, they won more than half the races in the ARCA Menards Series. And of course, Sam Mayer and Ty Gibbs combined to win all 6 of the ARCA Menards Series East races. Of course, that was a little lopsided, 5-1 in Sam's favor, as he picked up his 2nd consecutive ARCA Menards Series East Championship. And we talk about Sam coming out west and winning the season opener at the Bull Ring. Ty Gibbs, the defending winner of this race. So these two can make it happen no matter where it is, what part of the country they're in, what series they're in. They're going to be competitive each and every week. There we see that battle just outside the top 10. Well, Gracie Trotter's running 10th. Justin Lofton wants to be 10th. Let's see. He's made up that ground that he lost in traffic. Let's see what he can do here with Gracie as they race their way off into turns 1 and 2. Gracie had a wonderful 2020 season, not only here in the ARCA Menards Series West, also picked up a big late model win at Hickory Motor Speedway, driving for Rev Racing, part of the NASCAR Driver Development Diversity Program. Currently sitting 3rd in the overall standings in the ARCA Menards Series West. Justin Lofton stalking her as they race off into turns 1 and 2 one more time. Of course, Lofton went from the ARCA Menards Series Championship in 2009 to NASCAR Gander Truck Series, picked up a win at Charlotte Motor Speedway, and transitioned back into the off-road world where he's picked up a couple of big wins. You see Justin Lofton diving all the way to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's side by side with Gracie Trotter now through turns 1 and 2. Now working lap 30, 20 to go until we get our one and only race break here at Phoenix Raceway. This battle raging for the 10th position. Justin Lofton trying to work his way around Gracie Trotter. Dipping those left side tires below that yellow line, trying to get some grip through turns 1 and 2. Lofton with the run down the backstretch. Can he make it stick off into turns 3 and 4? Again, right down on that yellow line. Finally able to pull alongside Gracie. This battle has been going on for about the last 10 laps. Trotter doing a good job using the momentum to the top side of the racetrack to keep Justin Lofton at bay. Lofton again side by side down the backstretch into turn 3. Looks like he's going to get that grip down to the bottom side of the racetrack. So he's going to shove her up the racetrack just a little bit. Yep. Justin Lofton taking over that 10th spot. Finally working his way past Gracie Trotter. As we take a look back up at the front of the field, Ty Gibbs working through some slower traffic all the way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Sam Mayer going to come along with. We've seen a lot of this throughout 2020. Ty really likes to get out there, log some laps at the front of the field, and it seems like Sam Mayer very content to let Ty get out there and use his stuff up. But more often than not here in 2020, when the checkered flag is in the air, Sam Mayer been in position to pick up a win. We'll see if he's able to put himself in position here after that stage break or race break coming up at lap 50. But right now, Ty Gibbs leading the way. Sam Mayer content to let him have it. We see David Gilliland kind of sneaking into the picture right there too. Working their way through a little bit of lap traffic. Has tightened up the top 3 just a little bit. It's 10 car lengths, now about 2 car lengths between the top 3. Ty Gibbs rolling the top side of the racetrack. There you see him up at the PJ1. Traction compound at the top side of the racetrack. Ooh, David Gilliland a little sideways there off of turn 1. Gilliland is really closed in on the back bumper of Sam Mayer. About to have a battle for that second position. Of course, Gilliland, the team owner with Bolamastis at DGR Crossley Racing. 3 cars in the field with us here this afternoon. Tanner Gray and Todd Gilliland in the other 2 DGR Crossley cars. There you see Takuma Koga. Is he going to play a role here in that battle for second? Indeed he does. Sam Mayer had to roll out of the gas just a little bit. David Gilliland there to take over that second spot. Mayer back to third. Let's take a look at Blaine Perkins as he tries to work his way back up to the field. Blaine there to the inside of Alex Sedgwick. Sedgwick making his ARCA Menards Series West debut. We talked about him a little bit. Out of Brighton, England. He's going to give up that spot. Move Blaine Perkins up into 16th. Sedgwick back to 17th. See Chris Hacker there in the 12E car. A little sideways as he's to the bottom side of the racetrack. There you see, battle for the lead. We saw the 12E car. Chris Tucker getting a little sideways, or Chris Hacker a little sideways. And Ty Gibbs had to roll out of the gas. That's going to allow David Gilliland to jump to the front. Here comes Sam Mayer. Where did Sam Mayer come from? He's to the inside as they race their way off into turns 3 and 4. Mayer to the bottom side, Gilliland to the top side. Dead heat here at the stripe. Mayer all the way to the bottom side of the racetrack. Gilliland rolling the top side. He's going to have the momentum. Still side-by-side battle for the lead. Let's take a look at that replay. Saw Chris Hacker to the bottom side of the racetrack. Here comes Ty Gibbs. Hacker got a little loose right there. Gibbs rolls out of the gas, and here comes David Gilliland storming to the outside, and there's Sam Mayer right with him. Hacker doing a good job keeping that car under control, but Ty Gibbs had to come to almost came to a stop. Gilliland holding on to that advantage right now. 3 car lengths over Sam Mayer as they work their way down the backstretch. And look at this, closing in on Blaine Perkins. Perkins, tail end of the lead lap. This could be big, folks. Gilliland about to put one of our championship contenders 1 lap down. Perkins going to move to the bottom side of the racetrack. Give the leaders the line. Jesse Love currently sitting in the 14th position. Couple of cars ahead of Blaine Perkins, but Perkins now 1 lap down to our leaders. If he gets trapped a lap down and Jesse Love is able to stay on the lead lap for the next 7 laps, that could be it. There you see Jesse Love. He's just a couple of cars ahead of David Gilliland. Gilliland on the march. There you see Jesse Love. There's Joey East, and there is David Gilliland. About a half a straightaway behind. Right now, Jesse Love, all he needs to do is stay ahead of Blaine Perkins, and he has got that championship wrapped up. It'd be a lot easier if he was on the lead lap and Blaine Perkins wasn't, but here comes Gilliland rolling the top side. Next car to go a lap down will be Jesse Love. That's a twist we didn't expect to see in this championship battle here at Phoenix Raceway this afternoon. Gilliland closing in. Sam Mayer right with him. If Jesse Love does go a lap down, he wants to make sure he stays the first car a lap down, because we're going to give someone to the free pass to rejoin the lead lap. When we get to that race break, here comes Sam Mayer to the bottom side. 3 wide battle for the lead. Mayer to the bottom, Gilliland to the top side. Jesse Love now 1 lap down. Still 3.5 laps to go until we get to that race break. Will anybody else get lapped? Here we go. Howie DiSavino the third, the next car to go a lap down. If that happens, Jesse Love also will be trapped a lap down. Some championship implications possibly here as we come to the halfway point of the Arizona Lottery 100. Howie DiSavino drops to the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to follow a lap down as well. Keith Rocco the next to go a lap down. David Gilliland setting a blinding pace as we close in on the halfway point here at Phoenix. Let's take a look at a replay here. Ty Gibbs to the inside of Joey East as they work through turns 1 and 2. Little contact there. I don't know if Ty was delivering a message right there to young Joey East, but in any case, Joey doing a nice job keeping that car pointed in the right direction. One more time off of turn 4. David Gilliland continuing to show the way. Sam Mayer right behind him. As they work their way off of turns 1 and 2. There's Gracie Trotter in that 99 car. Gracie about to go a lap down to our leaders. We will get the cross flags. That should take us to our race break here at the midway point of the Arizona Lottery 100. David Gilliland continuing to show the way with Sam Mayer in tow. Ty Gibbs 4 seconds back in third. Here comes David Gilliland working his way off of turn 4. He'll see the cross flags this time around as Takuma Koga holding that outside line. That does bring us to the midway point here at Phoenix Raceway. Sam Mayer holding on to that second position as the caution flag indeed does come out for the 4th time here this afternoon, and this is the midway break. Bring everybody down pit road, give them a few minutes to make a 4-tire change, make some adjustments, and lock and load for the final 50 laps here. David Gilliland has been impressive all afternoon long in a very rare appearance here in the ARCA Menards Series West. Looking for his 5th career victory. Looking strong so far. Sam Mayer going to cross the stripe in second. Ty Gibbs, Corey Heim, and Taylor Gray rounding out the top 5. And it looks like, based on the scoring monitor, Gracie Trotter will pick up the free pass back in 11th position to rejoin the tail end of the lead laps. We'll have 11 cars on the lead lap for the final dash to the finish here at Phoenix Raceway. Field now under the control of the pace car. We'll bring them down pit road this time around. When the final car stops, they will have 5 minutes to make any changes and adjustments down on pit road. So field coming down pit road. As I said, once the final car has come to a stop, we will give them 5 minutes to make any changes they would like. Keith Rocco, the first one to pull into his stop, or his stall. There you see Gilliland, David Gilliland, pulling in to the attention of his team. No one can pick up or lose a position down on pit road unless you don't rejoin the field on time. That's the only requirement. You have to be ready to roll on the back stretch when the pace car rolls. Otherwise, you get to keep your spot. There's Blaine Perkins as he moves his way down to the attention of his team. Not been the day that he was looking for. Of course, we saw that right there coming to complete lap 2. Blaine getting turned around sideways as Gio Scelzi got into the outside wall. There you see the work by the Bill McAnally Racing team on Jesse Love's number 19. Of course, not been the day that Jesse was looking for either. Jesse currently sitting 14th on the leaderboard, but as long as he's got Blaine Perkins behind him, he will lock up that ARCA Menards Series West Championship, and that is exactly what he's got going on right now. Jesse Love sitting 14th, Blaine Perkins back in 16th. Both of those drivers one lap down. And if they were to finish the way they're running right now, Jesse Love would be celebrating his first ARCA Menards Series West Championship. We talked about it at the top of the show. I'll remind you now, Blaine Perkins, if Blaine were to win the race, Jesse would have to finish 9th or worse for Blaine to pick up that championship. And right now, none of that matters because Jesse Love in front of Blaine Perkins on the racetrack, and that's all Jesse needs to do to lock up that ARCA Menards Series West Championship. See the team now going to the work on the left side. There's the work going on the Ty Gibbs automobile, and crew chief Mark McFarland not at all shy when it comes to making big time adjustments on that number 18 car. We've seen him swap springs, we've seen him change shocks, all kinds of stuff that they're he is willing to throw the kitchen sink at this car if it's going to make it go a little faster in the second half of these races. And undoubtedly Mark McFarland and that crew coming up with something. They do not come out here to run third, folks. So I expect we'll see Ty Gibbs a little closer to the front here once we get back to racing. It's like Sam Mayer has completed his work and has made his way back out of the racetrack. He's the first one to be done down on pit road. Marty Lindley and the crew on that number 21 GMS Racing Chevrolet. Big announcement this week. Jack Wood will take over the reins of that car in 2021. Of course, Jack currently back in the 8th position in the number 78 car here this afternoon. That is the family-owned Velocity Racing Toyota. It'll be good to see Jack racing in the ARCA Menards Series in 2021 on a more regular basis. See a little blue paint on that right rear fender. Looks like Jack Wood might have scuffed to the outside wall. Is that the Phoenix stripe? Yeah, it could be some paint from Gio Scelzi too. Don't know. We'll have to maybe asked Jack after the race where that blue paint came from. That looks a little more like he might have got up into the outside wall just a little bit right there. But in any case, will be good to see Jack Wood on a more regular basis in 2021. Got himself a pretty good ride with Marty Lindley and the GMS Racing team for next season. We'll see if he's able to hold on to the top 10 finish here at Phoenix as we see more cars making their way out onto the racetrack. Just a couple of cars off the racetrack. Here we saw what happened to Gio Salzi there on lap number 2. Also, I have to update you, Zane Smith off the racetrack. Had some mechanical problems on lap 22 and brought that car down onto pit road. Looks like they are done for the day. Field now reassembling there as the pace car looks like it's just about ready to roll. Midway break completed here at Phoenix Raceway. We're going to get the one to go signal here at the stripe. Go back to racing with 48 laps. Oh, looks like we're going to wave off the restart here and give us an extra lap. In any case, 48 laps to go. Should have gotten the one to go signal here at the stripe, but waving off the restart. David Gilliland continuing to lead. Again, after the race break here. Sam Mayer will restart in that second position. We saw big changes on that 18 car for Ty Gibbs. Expect that car to come to life once we go back racing. There's a good looking Ty in that number 18 Monster Energy Toyota Racing. Of course, Brett Holmes picking up the driver championship in the ARCA Menards series, but that number 18 car picking up the team owners championship for Ty's dad, Coy Gibbs, the listed owner of the number 18. So congratulations to them on a wonderful season. 7 wins, 6 with Ty, 1 with Riley Herbst behind the wheel. Corey Heim, Taylor Gray running out the top 5 on this restart. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the Richmond Water Heaters mid-race recap as we get the one-to-go signal here at the stripe. Been the Ty Gibbs, David Gilliland, and Sam Mayer show so far this far in the race. Ty Gibbs leading 37 laps. David Gilliland picked up the lead about 17 laps ago. He's shown the way ever since as we come to the restart. We've had a handful of cautions. Very halting start to this race. Of course, Gio Scelzi getting turned into the wall, come to complete lap 2. We also saw Bridget Burgess having some problems, Takuma Koga having some problems. Hopefully we'll get a little bit cleaner restart here for the second half of this race. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the championship contenders. There you see them both on the screen. Jesse Love, he currently sits back in the 13th position. Blaine Perkins going to restart in the 16th position. Actually, I believe Jesse is in the 14th spot. Blaine Perkins going to restart directly behind him in 16th on this restart. Right now, Jesse doing everything he's got to do, and that's keep Blaine in the rearview mirror. If he does that, he will lock up that ARCA Menards Series West Championship. We've got 46 laps to go here at start-finish, and we will name a champion. As the field bunching up for the start, green flags out. David Gilliland on the hammer, bringing us back to the restart. Spreading out 6-7 wide down the front stretch into turns 1 and 2. Ty Gibbs diving to the bottom side of the racetrack. Sam Mayer trying to find some racing room to the top side. Corey Heim now battling with Ty Gibbs for the 3rd position. Move Corey Heim to 3rd. Ty Gibbs back to 4th. Sam Mayer diving to the bottom side of the racetrack. Saw the black flag at start finish last time around. We are hearing David Gilliland going to get posted for jumping the restart. Here comes Ty Gibbs. Corey Heim, Sam Mayer now battling. There's a look at the points contenders. Jesse Love still keeping Blaine Perkins behind him on the racetrack. Let's take a look at that restart. Let's see what the penalty is here on the restart. David Gilliland side by side with Mayer. Looks like he dove to the bottom side of the racetrack before the start finish line. That's what's going to get him in trouble. Officials posting the 4 car, changing lanes on the restart. David Gilliland making his way down pit road, slowly down pit road. Another look at that restart. And right there is what got him in trouble. 2 car lengths. As there you see David Gilliland making his way down pit road, slowly down pit road. See if he's able to stay on the lead lap. Here comes Ty Gibbs. He has retaken the lead. Corey Heim now up to 2nd. Sam Mayer in 3rd. Gilliland falling all the way back to 11th. Tough break for the guy who led the field to the halfway point. Oh, hearing some radio chatter on the 9 car. Blaine Perkins with some mechanical problems. So we also see the 7 car off the pace as well, but hearing there may be some problems on the 9 car for Blaine Perkins. Oh, that car definitely off song as it comes across start finish. You can hear it. Sick engine under the hood, the number 9 Ford for Blaine Perkins. Could be a premature end to his day. And what has been a very impressive 2020 season could come to an early end here at Phoenix Raceway for Blaine Perkins. Blaine, a full-time student, looking for a degree in business and marketing. Add a championship to his resume here in the ARCA Menards Series West. Mechanical problems could sideline him. With 40 to go here at Phoenix, there you see Ty Gibbs. Got a pretty comfortable 1-second advantage over Corey Heim in 2nd. Of course, Corey picked up career win number 1 in the ARCA Menards Series in the finale at Kansas Speedway a couple of weekends ago. This young man has a very bright future driving that number 20 for Venturini Motorsports here this weekend. Of Of course, that car went to victory lane here back in March. Chandler Smith behind the wheel. There we see Joey East giving a little shove to Jesse Love down into turns 3 and 4. Jesse sitting in the 14th spot. Joey East back in 15th. Jesse doing exactly what he needed to do here this afternoon. Keeping the nose clean, keeping Blaine Perkins in the rearview mirror. There's Joey East now looking at the bottom side of the racetrack. He's going to take over that position. Move Joey East to the 14th spot. Jesse Love back to 15th. Alex Sedgwick in the number 12 car, racing alongside with his teammate. Interesting story on the number 12, the Belfour Restoration Toyota. That is a company that does disaster restoration. I'll tell you what, I'm doing a little home renovation, so I may be giving these guys a call after I demolish the basement. They give me a little help on that. They've got over 9,000 employees in 450 locations nationwide. Hopefully they've got an office in the Toledo area that I can have on standby, because I'm not the handiest person in the world, folks. There's Alex looking at the bottom side of the racetrack as he battles with his teammate Jesse Love, making his debut here this weekend in the ARCA Menards Series West. Raced full-time this season in the NASCAR Whelen Euro Series. A career best 4th place finish in Belgium in the season finale. Looking to make a full season run at it here in 2021. It's good to have you here with us, Alex, as he races side by side with one of the championship contenders. Of course, Jesse Love now holding on to that 15th position. There's Ty Gibbs working to the outside of Todd Souza. Todd another lap down. Todd back in the 20th position. He goes across the lead at the start finish line. That's the 49th lap led. One more lap and he will lock up the lap leader award for this afternoon. Somewhere along the way in all that chaos with David Gilliland getting the penalty on that restart, Sam Mayer came and led a lap. Gilliland had led 17 laps before getting penalized. There's a good look at Sam Mayer back in the 3rd position. And there you see Blaine Perkins down on pit road, actually down on the apron of the racetrack. Wow, tough way to end the championship hunt. Blaine Perkins, he has had an impressive 2020 season. Picked up that first career win at Utah Motorsports campus and swept the weekend at Roseburg and Evergreen. 3 wins here in the 2020 season, and this is not the way he wanted it to come to an end here, but in any case, a very impressive 2020 season and what should undoubtedly be a 2nd place finish in the ARCA Menards Series West Championship standings, but disappointment for Bob Riccati Racing and Blaine Perkins as their championship hopes go up in smoke here this afternoon. Blaine bringing that car down into his pit stall. The team's going to look under the hood, but you heard that engine a handful of laps ago, folks. That definitely is a sick engine underneath the hood. Not much they're going to be able to do down on pit road, so a tough way to end the day for Blaine Perkins. And there you see it, folks. Jesse Love in the 19, your 2020 ARCA Menards Series West champion. 11th championship for Bill McAnally Racing, and the 5th one in the last 6 years. So congratulations to Jesse Love, your 2020 ARCA Menards Series West champion. There's some damage to the right rear corner of the 22 car for Chris Wright. course, we saw Chris with that damage earlier in the race. He undoubtedly got up into the outside wall. I'm going to guess as part of that incident with Gio Scelzi, trying to keep that car patched together here throughout the final stages of the race. Chris Wright sitting back in the 21st position right now. As that body panel shaking worse and worse. So much that Marbon's going to be able to do, folks. We'll see him down on pit road here momentarily to get that damage repaired. Chad Bryant and the crew. As we see the caution flag coming out. Ooh, Jack Wood getting turned sideways over in turn 4. A lot of damage to the backside of that number 78 Toyota. We talked about Jack just a little bit ago. He's going to make that transition to the 21 car for GMS Racing in 2021. Let's take a look at what happened to him here, folks. Ooh, a little contact there. Looks like Howie DiSavino got into the back end, and boom! Wow, hard hit for Jack Wood. Into that safer barrier down in turn 4. Wow, tough way to end the day for Jack Wood. Running well up into the top 10 here most of the day. And he has shortened that car up considerably. Now Jack climbing out of that automobile. Good to see that. Jack surveying the damage to that number 78 car down in turn 4. He's having a good run. A little shove from Howie DiSavino. Yeah, you might want to go look at the other end, Jack. The damage all to the backside of that race car. Tough way to end the day for that young man, but big things on tap for 2021. Move in to that 21 car vacated by Sam Mayer for next season. So big things on tap. No, that's not the way he wanted to end it here this afternoon. And there you see Blaine Perkins' number 9 car being pushed back into the garage area. Not the way they wanted to end their day, but in any case, congratulations to that Sunrise Ford Racing team on a great 2020 season. 3 wins for Blaine Perkins and a second place finish in the points. Hopefully that positions them very well for another championship run in 2021. See some cars coming down pit road for adjustments or repairs. We saw the damage on the 22 car. There's Drew Dollar coming down. Little chassis adjustment on the 15 car. Big chassis adjustment on the 15 car. There's Drew finished 4th in the ARCA Menards Series National Championship standings. Picked up his first win at Talladega. Good place to get your first career win. It's like a lot of damage, a lot of repairs to be made there on the 22 car for Chris Wright. Jack stands being placed underneath the right side of that car. So Chad Bryant, Paul Andrews, and the guys going to get to work on that automobile, see if they can get Chris out, make some more laps here this afternoon. Working caution for the 5th time here this afternoon. 76 laps in the books, 24 to go. Ty Gibbs continuing to show the way. Ty's led 58 laps here so far in this afternoon. Corey Heim sitting in the 2nd spot. Sam Mayer, Todd Gilliland, and Taylor Gray rounding out the top 5. There's a good look at Corey Heim. Picked up his first ARCA Menards Series victory at Kansas Speedway in the season finale a couple of weekends ago. Of course, Brett Holmes locking up the national championship, while Heim celebrated his first ever series victory. Ran a partial season last year for Chad Bryant Racing, had some very impressive finishes, particularly on the dirt tracks. Not known for his dirt expertise. Picked up a good third place run at DeCoin. Also had some top 5 finishes at some really difficult racetracks, places like Salem Speedway, though. Just mean, wicked, high banked half mile Salem Speedway. Transitioned into a part-time schedule with Venerini Motorsports. Was supposed to run a lot of those ARCA Menards Series East races. Of course, 2020 threw us all a curveball. So Corey added a couple of West races to his schedule as well. There's a good look at Taylor Gray in the 17E. We've had a couple of 17 cars. This is the 17E. There you see the damage. Look at that side skirt. That's from hitting that asphalt apron right there in the dog leg. Been a great season for Taylor Gray so far. Of course, he picked up the win at Kern County Raceway a couple of weekends ago. Right behind his teammate Todd Gilliland in the 54 car. Of course, Todd, a 2-time champion in the West Series. Now running full-time in the NASCAR Gander Truck Series for Front Row Motorsports. Take a look at the rest of the top 10. Trevor Huddleston sitting back in the 6th position. Been a great race. There's Trevor in the team car to Blaine Perkins. The number 6 car, the 2nd car for Bob Bruncati Racing. Trevor's had a pretty solid season. Last year went to victory lane a couple of times. Thought we might see Trevor get a win or 2 here in 2020. Just wasn't quite able to close the deal on that. But in any case, been a good season for Trevor in that number 6 team. There's Justin Lofton sitting back in 7th. David Gilliland has made his way back up into 8th. There's a good look at Justin Lofton in the 30 car for Rhett Jones Racing. Car owners Mark Rhett and Terry Jones. There's David Gilliland. He's raced his way back up into 8th. He's going to have about 21 laps to go. 20 laps to go. Don't know if he's got enough time to get his way back up to the front of the field, but in any case, not as bad as it could have been after that restart penalty. Drew Dollar and Gracie Trotter rounding out the top 10. Keith Rocco got the free pass on that last caution flag, so he's tagged on to the tail end of the lead lap. Rocco, known for his NASCAR Modified Tour exploits up in the Northeast. Making his first appearance with the Venerini Motorsports team. Good to have him here this weekend. And normally Keith's cars don't have fenders on them. He's done a good job keeping the fenders on that car here so far this afternoon. Sitting back in the 11th position. And that's why we're still under the caution flag, folks. A lot of fluid put down when Jack Wood got up into the outside wall there. There you see the tire tracks after he bounced off that safer barrier. So we'll get that oil dryer rubbed into the surface, get the fluid cleaned up, and we'll get back to green flag racing here as we now have 20 to go in the season finale for the ARCA Menards Series West. Well, we talked about where that blue paint came from, and he's added to it. And I'm going to say that that's the outside safer barrier. You know, that's matching paint. Unfortunately, we saw Jack get up and scuff the outside wall a little bit ago, and added some blue paint to the back bumper panel as well. So tough way to end the day for Jack Wood and the Velocity Racing team. He's having a good top 10 run here today, but looks like he's going to finish outside the top 20 as we continue to circulate behind the pace car. A beautiful look at the upgrades that have been made here at Phoenix Raceway. Completely revamped infield, and they did all of this work in anticipation of championship weekend. And folks, I'll tell you what, I was there back in March. What a beautiful, beautiful facility. Julie Giese and her entire team have really, really taken care of. Just every detail is just immaculate down in the infield, the garage areas, a lot of spectator areas. There you see a bunch of race fans in attendance today as well. I know it's a very limited capacity, but everybody enjoying championship weekend here at Phoenix. We've got race fans set up in Victory Lane down there as well. How about that? As we finally get the one to go signal, we'll have 17 to go to settle it in the Arizona Lottery 100. But do want to make a very special thanks to Julie Giese and her crew for including the ARCA Menards Series West as part of NASCAR Championship Weekend. We see some fans up on Rattlesnake Hill. Wonder how they got that name, Rattlesnake Hill. I wonder if those race fans know that that's where they're sitting. I don't think you'd get me up there, that's for sure. But in any case, beautiful facility, beautiful place, beautiful location, beautiful city, great place to settle championship weekend here for NASCAR in the ARCA Menards Series West. As the pace car finally back down on pit road, Ty Gibbs, Corey Heim up on row 1. Todd Gilliland and Sam Mayer back in row 2. Taylor Gray, Trevor Huddleston back in row 3. Justin Lofton, David Gilliland, Drew Dollar, and Gracie Trotter round out your top 10. We will have 17 laps to settle it in the season finale for the West Series. Green flag back out. Ty Gibbs on the hammer off of turn 4. Everybody to the bottom side of the racetrack. Let's see who makes it stick down into turns 1 and 2. Ooh, Corey Heim up into the outside wall. He's going to give up some ground and drop outside the top 5. Corey Heim overcooked it down into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Sam Mayer to the inside now, down into 3 and 4. Here comes David Gilliland now, bottom side of the racetrack. He's trying to race his way back up into the top 5. All 3 DGR cars side by side through turns 3 and 4. Ooh, father David getting into Taylor Gray right there. Gray almost drifted up and got into Todd Gilliland. Wow, intense action between the 3 DGR teammates. Let's take a look at that action down in 3 and 4. David Gilliland to the bottom side of the racetrack, bounces off of Taylor Gray. Taylor almost bouncing off of Todd Gilliland. Father-son bank shot right there almost happening down in turns 3 and 4. All right, David Gilliland gonna reload. He's gonna look to the inside of Taylor Gray through turns 3 and 4 this time. And you gotta know Taylor wanting to keep his team owner behind him. What a great way to show your value to that team owner if you can keep him behind you. But in any case, David Gilliland going to use all those years of experience to make his way past. Moves his way up into the 4th spot. There's the battle for the lead. Ty Gibbs about 0.6 of a second in hand on Sam Mayer. As they run 1 and 2. 13 laps to go. The caution flag going to come out one more time. As we see the 12E car into the outside wall. Chris Hacker. We saw Chris get sideways earlier in the race, right in front of Ty Gibbs. Apparently getting sideways one more time here to bring out the caution for the 6th time today. Don't see any damage to that car, so apparently just a quick spin. He's going to get it refired and tag onto the tail end of the field. I'll tell you what, this seems very reminiscent of what we saw last night in the Gander Trucks race, late race caution. Kind of resetting things and scattering the field on a late race restart. Of course, Brett Moffitt led the field to the late race restart, the overtime restart. Actually ended up finishing 10th. Well, we'll see that kind of crazy action on this restart, but in any case, we are about to have a restart with about 10 to go. I have a feeling, folks, just based on years of experience, we might not be looking at the final restart of the day, just based on what we've seen today. some of these hungry drivers that we've got back in the field. We might see some more action before this one is over with. Here comes Howie DiSabino. He's going to pick up the free pass and tag out at the tail end of the lead, leveling with 12 cars on the lead lap for the final dash to the finish. So far here in 2020, as we take a look at David Gilliland in the number 4 car, we're going to keep a real close eye on him on the restart. But so far here in 2020, that 21 car of Sam Mayer is the only driver to win a race in the ARCA Menards East, ARCA Menards West, and the ARCA Menards Series. Ty Gibbs sits directly in front of him. Ty's picked up an ARCA Menards Series East win, picked up that win at Toledo back in June. Picked up 6 wins in the ARCA Menards Series. The only thing missing, a win out here on the West Coast. Got 10 laps to go to make it happen. He and Sam Mayer looking to be the only 2 drivers to pick up victories all across the ARCA Menards Series platform here in 2020. 1 to go signal given here at the stripe. We will have 9 laps to go. 9 laps to go in the race, 9 laps to go in the season. We've already decided the championship. Jesse Love celebrating as the 2020 ARCA Menards Series West champion. Blake Perkins finished back in 25th position here this afternoon. And that will lock up the championship for Jesse Love, the Bill McAnally Racing team. Beautiful shot of the field getting lined up through turns 1 and 2. Pace car making its way down onto pit road. I'm going to keep an eye on row number 2. The 2 Gillilands side by side. Son Todd to the inside, Father David to the outside. What are they going to have on this restart? Ty Gibbs, Sam Mayer up on the front row. Green flag back in the air. On the hammer on at turn 4. Field now scrambling down to the bottom side of the racetrack. 5 wide down on the apron. Let's see what happens here down at turn 1. Ty Gibbs in the wall. Ty Gibbs bounces off the outside wall. Sam Mayer to the lead, but he's got him stacked 3 wide underneath, 4 wide off of turn 2. David Gilliland to the bottom. Taylor Gray. Todd Gilliland. Sam Mayer. Here comes David Gilliland off of turn 4 to the lead. I did not see that happening on that restart, folks. Here comes Ty Gibbs. He's regrouped to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to move up into second. Ooh, car to the outside wall. Sam Mayer in the wall in turn 2. Looks like Sam's a flat left rear tire. Green flag still out, but Sam's going to come to a stop, and that's going to bring out the caution flag for the 7th time. Tough break for Sam Mayer on that restart. Folks, we were green for about a lap and a half, and I can't even begin to tell you everything we saw in that mile and a half of racing. Wow, where did David Gilliland come from on that restart? Let's take a look. Let's take a look from the start. Here we go. Ty Gibbs and the rest of the field all going to dive to the bottom side of the racetrack. Here we go. Ty Gibbs to the outside wall right there. There we see Todd Gilliland and Sam side by side. We're going to stack them up 4 wide for the lead. Incredible. Somewhere along the way, the 54 car and the 21 car are going to get together and cut down that left rear tire on the 21 car. And here we go. Down off into turns 1 and 2. And here we go. Right behind that camera shot, Sam Mayer into the outside wall. There you have it. Flat left rear tire. Sam Mayer, chances for victory go up in smoke alongside the safer barrier. He's going to climb out of that car. Not the way he wanted to end his day, but I'll tell you what, folks, he has had one impressive season. Sioux Chief Showdown Championship under his belt, the ARCA Menards Series East Championship under his belt, a Gander Truck Series win, and he picked up a $10 gift card for chicken nuggets from McDonald's off of me earlier in the season as well. Oh, by the way, picked up a job at Junior Motorsports for 2021. So it's a disappointing end of the day, but he has had one heck of a finish, or one heck of a season here in 2020. So disappointing end to today, but wow, what a great season for Sam Mayer. And I'm going to catch my breath. Wow, that was a phenomenal lap and a half worth of racing, folks, and I think we're going to see another incredible restart here. Whatever was done to that 18 car when he bounced off the wall apparently did not slow him down one bit. Ty Gibbs dropped back from the lead all the way to 6th and then raced his way back up to 2nd in a lap. So we're going to see an intense restart. Look at that damage to the right side of that car. Wow, Ty is one ferocious competitor. And he is going to be going to battle here with a guy with a lot of laps here at Phoenix Raceway, David Gilliland. How about it for David? Led 17 laps, took him to the halfway break. On the restart of the halfway break, got penalized, dropped to the tail end of the lead lap, worked his way back up, retook the lead, and now he is just a handful of laps away from picking up his 5th career ARCA Menards Series West win, and his first since, I believe, 2012 at Sonoma. He's going to elect the outside line on this restart. Interesting choice for David Gilliland. First time we have seen the leader elect to restart from the top side of the racetrack. He's got some damage to the right side of his car. Ty Gibbs with some damage to the right side of his car. Todd Gilliland and Taylor Gray back in row 2. Trevor Huddleston, Drew Dollar back in row 3. Gracie Trotter, Howie DiSavino. All right, folks, catch your breath. One more restart coming up. If it's anything, if it's half as exciting as the last one, folks, it's still going to be pretty intense. Pace car down on pit road. Ty Gibbs to the inside of our leader, David Gilliland. Gilliland not taking any chances on this restart. Doesn't want to get a penalty. He's going to bring him back to the green flag. Everybody going to dive to the bottom side of the racetrack. We're going to stack them up 3 and 4 wide. One more time. Ty Gibbs back to the lead as they race their way off into turns 1 and 2. Here comes Taylor Gray. He's trying to find some racing room to the bottom side of the racetrack. Gilliland side by side for 2nd. All right. Ty Gibbs leads the field off of 4. 2 to go this time around. 2 miles of racing to settle it here at Phoenix. David Gilliland now to the bottom side of the racetrack. Can he find some grip to the bottom groove? Not going to make it stick that time around. He's going to have one more shot. Ty Gibbs working his way off into turns 3 and 4. He'll be looking at the white flag this time around. Here comes Gilliland to the inside. Side by side off of 4. White flag's up. 1 lap to go to settle it here in Phoenix. Some contact as they make their way through the dog leg. Gilliland now with the lead into turn 1. Gibbs down to the bottom side of the racetrack. David Gilliland with the lead down the backstretch. What's Ty Gibbs going to do here in 3 and 4? Gibbs going to give him a shove. Not going to make it stick. Here comes David Gilliland off of turn 4. Checkered flag in the air. David Gilliland going to win it. And here we go. Jesse Love off of turn 4 to the checkered flag, and he will clinch the 2020 ARCA Menards Series West Championship. Little slip and slide, dip and dive. David Gilliland trading the lead with Ty Gibbs over the final 2 laps, and he will celebrate down in victory lane. Some congratulations from one of his teammates, Taylor Gray, giving the thumbs up. There you see 15-year-old Jesse Love picking up the ARCA Menards Series West 2020 championship. And jubilant David Gilliland burning it down, celebrating the victory in the Arizona Lottery 100. Fifth career West Series win for David Gilliland. Second win here at Phoenix, his last victory in the ARCA Menards Series West, coming back in 2012 at Sonoma Raceway. There's Jesse Love picking up that championship flag. 11th championship for Bill McAnally Racing, and the 5th title in the last 6 years. An impressive run of success. One of the cornerstone teams of the West Series. Congratulations to Bill McAnally and that entire team on what has been one of the most impressive 2020 seasons we have seen in a long, long time here on the West Coast. Let's go ahead and take a look at that battle for the win. There you see David Gilliland climbing out of that car. Wow, first win in 8 years for David Gilliland. A lot of history for the Gilliland family here on the West Coast. Great to see him picking up that checkered flag. Let's take a look at how he got there. Coming to take the white flag. A little contact there through the dog leg. Moving Ty Gibbs out of the groove. Gilliland taking the lead. Off into turns 1 and 2. Gibbs tried to give him a little shove back in 3 and 4. Couldn't quite get to that back bumper. Gilliland picking up his 5th career victory. And there you see our runner-up finisher here this afternoon. I know Ty Gibbs pretty well. He is not happy at all unless he is down in victory lane. So yeah, there you see a little frustration, taking it out on that helmet. Tried to make it happen down in 3 and 4. Couldn't quite get to that back bumper and return the favor on David Gilliland. As we see the cars getting ready for post-race celebrations down on the inside of the racetrack. How about that? A nice championship lap for Jesse Love. Talked about it in the Bonnie Rookie Spotlight earlier in the day. Yeah, Jesse, go ahead, burn it down, celebrate. Announced as the driver of this car on his 15th birthday. I think I got a slot car set on my 15th birthday. Jesse Love got a real stock car. And he put the pieces together with a championship season. 15 years, 9 months. Jesse Love celebrating with a burnout as he put it all together here in 2020. Started the season with a great 2nd place finish at the Bull Ring at Las Vegas Motor Speedway behind Sam Mayer. Came out and won on the road course. I didn't think he was going to be a road course ringer. Jesse Love picking up his first ever win on the road course at Utah, and he's been in the points lead ever since. David Gilliland now pulling his car down into victory lane. Folks, you can follow along with the replay of this one on NBCSN coming up on November 11th at 5 p.m. Eastern Time. You can hear from our winner, David Gilliland. We'll get our interview with 2020 ARCA Menards Series West champion Jesse Love. Why don't we go ahead and take a look at the top 10 finishers here in the Arizona Lottery 100. Of course, David Gilliland picking up the win with a last lap pass over Ty Gibbs. Taylor Gray coming home in third. Todd Gilliland coming home fourth, and Drew Dollar rounding out the top 5. Justin Lofton making his return to stock car racing with a great 6th place finish here today. Trevor Huddleston, Corey Heim, Gracie Trotter, and how about that? Top 10 run for Keith Rocco in his ARCA Menards Series West debut. Well, that's going to do it for us here on Track Pass on NBC Sports Gold. My name is Charlie Krall. On behalf of all of us, everybody pushing the buttons to make it happen, we appreciate you following along with all the NASCAR Roots action here on Track Pass throughout the 2020 season. And we look forward to having you back with us for more of this type of racing in 2021. Until then, so long, everybody.